What's up, guys? I haven't posted on YouTube in a super long time, so I'm just going to kind of ad-lib this one and give you guys an update on what my training and nutrition's looking like. So here's a full day with me. I started off the day with a 30-minute walk with the dog, about 2.5 miles in the plate carrier. Did my breakfast, 1 egg, 6 egg whites, 1 cup of dry oats, and then you cook them. I don't know how many cups that makes. A cup of blueberries, and then a cup of pomegranate juice. Cranked a bunch of coffee, headed to the gym, 3 sets of 5 plyo push-ups to warm up for the bench. Really good injury prevention technique. Something I've been doing on bench press lately is I'll warm up with some light bands as I increase the weight. And then once I get to my work weight, I'll take the bands off and just hit my straight weight set. So this is a top set of 315 for 5. Not my best set ever at 315, not my strongest, but definitely a really strong comeback. It's the most weight I've pressed, or the most reps I've pressed at 315 in quite some time. So this is looking good. So next I moved on to single arm dumbbell rows. I worked my way up to the 150s, which is the heaviest weights they have at this gym. And my top set, I think I did 16 on each arm. Pretty decent form, but you got to heave the weights a little bit. You got to I like it when guys have good form, and I try to have good form too, but if your form is perfect, you're not going hard enough. Sometimes you have to let the wheels fall off a little bit, get a little sloppy, so that you can get, that really good heavy weight stimulus. That's what's gonna build that big dense muscle. Kind of this like scientific, slow, light cable stuff is kind of the rage nowadays, but I think it's mostly bullshit. All right, so then we have a mechanical advantage drop set with the dumbbells. So I started off with 60-degree incline, 80-pound dumbbells, as many reps as I could do. Then I went down to 30-degree incline and did it again, and then flat and did it again with about a 20-second break in between each one. So the idea here is that once that 60-degree position is fatigued, you can still do more reps at 30 degrees, and then once that's fatigued, you can still do more reps flat. So you just end up getting a bunch of reps in. I usually like to go up on this once I hit about 30 reps, between 25 and 30 reps. So I did 80s here. I think I got a total of like 25 or something. So I think next week I'll hit the 85s. Now, at least with like benching type movements, I'm kind of an explosive lifter. So what looks like an easy rep might actually be like, my final rep. Even though I am going to failure, it still looks kind of fast, but I already know I'm not going to get the next one. So I kind of know when to cut it. Back to throwing big weights around. I did the full stack on the lat pull. Last time I did this, I did 4. This time I did 7. A little bit of body English in there, but again, nobody that's huge in the gym is doing, fully strict, pinkies out kind of trash all the time. There's a time and a place for it. So I'll give you an example right here. My pec deck flies. I like to keep these super strict because I get a really good stretch in the pec. It's not my primary movement, right? The bench press was, then I did those incline dumbbells. So now, I'm going lighter, going stricter, getting a big, deep stretch, really feeling it work at the end of my workout. So I did as many reps as I could on a final set here, all the way to like technical failure. So once I started lifting my elbows and not being able to press through my pinkies anymore, that's when I ended the set. So then something I've been doing that's really been making me super sore is at the end of my main work sets, I'll do these kind of partials. So I'll just go as far in as I can with the same weight. So I'm not able to get a full rep anymore because I'm tired, but I can still get more reps like this. So it's still something. So you don't have to get that full contraction, but it's still more work than I would have done if I would have just stopped there because I couldn't do a full rep. So sometimes doing half reps is a good idea and you can get a lot out of it. One of the last things I did was just a big set of kettlebell weighted sit-ups. I think I got 16 here with the 62 pounder, which is a PR for me. I like going heavy on abs. I don't think they're a special kind of muscle that requires hundreds of reps. They're a muscle just like every other muscle. So if I want to see that muscle more, I want it to get bigger, I'm going to train it heavy. So graduated to the 62-pound kettlebell. I'm not exactly sure if there's a heavier weight at this gym or not, but I'll figure out a way to load it a little bit more and, maybe cut back to doing like multiple sets of 10 or something. I also did a bunch of like knee rehab stuff here in the gym afterwards, but that stuff's boring to watch. Nobody wants to see that, so I didn't film it. I've got some old like long-standing knee issues that are getting a lot better with this rehab protocol I've been doing, so I kind of just tack that on at the end usually. All right, I went home and had my standard post-workout meal. So it was a bagel with 2 tablespoons of almond butter, 2 tablespoons of jam, a cup of 0% fat Greek yogurt with a scoop of collagen and a scoop of protein, and an apple with some cinnamon mixed in there. So just a big hit of protein, big hit of carbs, get the collagen post-workout. Then I went on and I did some work at home for some clients. I did some programming. Then I went to the park and I did my tempo runs. So I did 12 tempo runs, average of like 16 and a half seconds per 100-yard run. And I just walked back to the start as my rest period. After my tempo runs, I brought the speed ladder out, did some speed ladder drills, which I'm not very good at, as you can see, but I'm trying to dispel this whole, big guys can't move fast thing, because it really is true. If you don't train for agility, you can get big and slow, but you could also be big and agile. You just have to train it. It's not the size that makes you slow. It's just the lack of, training anything other than a heavy barbell lift that makes you slow. Now, so here's the other big thing. My whole training philosophy right now is just building up my work capacity. So my ability to, do a large amount of work every single day and recover from it. So I'm really not taking any days off. I'm trying to just raise the floor and not the ceiling. So not what my peak of what I can do is, but what's the most I can do on any given day. And so when I'm doing that, I'm also chasing secondary goals such as, speed, agility, things like that. So instead of just throwing random cardio in there for no point, I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone by doing my agility work at the same time, building that work capacity up, but also, making other adaptations that are important to me as well. So this is only my second time ever doing this ladder drill stuff, so I'm not super good at it, but like I said, just trying to build up that agility, not be so slow and stiff. This is good for injury prevention, good for just being kind of quick on your feet. So I've been enjoying it. All right, went home, had my next meal, 2.5 cups of rice, about 10 ounces of grilled chicken, and half an avocado. Did a little bit of more work for my clients, got hungry again, had another one of those bagels and almond butter. And then I went on my 60 for 60, which is a 60-pound ruck for 60 minutes. And I went about 3.5 miles. That was kind of an ass kicker because it's so freaking hot out right now. My next meal, 2.5 cups of white rice, 10 ounces of ground beef, and the other half of the avocado, along with some garlic. Final meal of the day, pancakes. So I had like half a bag of gluten-free pancake mix, a cup of ice cream, Tillamook ice cream, and about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So this rounded out the day. I had 5,000 calories, about 270 grams of protein, 740 grams of carbs, and 120 grams of fat in total.